Bertram, and thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. Yes, there's been so much great news going on. Of course, I get so excited. You can tell, right? Because Good Ship Happens, right? But the fun thing is, I've been on people. I was at an event last night. The one guy has never taken a cruise. I shared some stories. He says, "I need to take a cruise." I said, "Yes, you need to," because once again, Good Ship Happens. He laughed. He liked it. But the point is, MSC Cruises. I mentioned what they've got is they started this one of their previous ships probably about 2013. It's called their MSC Yacht Club. It is fantastic. It's their ship within the ship concept. Later on, Norwegian Cruise Line did their own called the Haven, but I had a chance to actually experience the MSC Yacht Club on the Divina when I sailed on the Divina back in, I think, 2013 or 14. It was amazing. I upgraded last minute. It was beautiful because we had our own private balcony staterooms, private area, key card access. We had our own private butlers for each stateroom, balcony stateroom. The butler wanted to unpack my clothes the first night. Like, I don't unpack my clothes, but he wanted to unpack my clothes, which is great too. And then we had our own private lounge called the One Sea Lounge. There's one deck below. And my friend that I traveled with called me. He said, "Do you want to bring you something?" I said, "A cup of cappuccino would be very, very nice." Well, he came back empty-handed, but the butler bought my mom a cup of cappuccino too. I do shore excursions like crazy. They called somebody up from the shore excursion just to meet me personally, which is great too. And on this ship, the Divina, what they did was our private restaurant was on the other side of the ship. Now they have it all included in the whole MSC, which is great because I saw that on the World America too. But anyway, I was getting ready to leave to go to the Muse restaurant to meet my friend there. My butler sees me. Says, "Where are you going?" I said, I'm walking over to Lemieux. He says, "Well, I'll walk you over there." I said, "I know how to, no, I'm going to walk over there." He walked me over there. Private escort. He was an amazing person. So, but great thing, too, is the article when it came back was called Inside the MC Yacht Club. Yes, the butler did it. But the gentleman I talked to last night really laughed. He says, "I got to do that, too, sometime, too." But also what's fun, too, is coming up is with MSC Cruises, what they're doing is they're moving one of their ships to sail out of Galveston. And I got invited to see the ship when she sails up. I've never been to Texas, Galveston, Texas. It sounds really exciting. I got getting things lined up. The MSC Seascape is going to be actually sailing out of Galveston, Texas. I got invited. What they're doing is media people like me. What they're doing is we can get in the night before, so they're going to provide a free hotel. And then the next morning, they'll take us down to the ship when she docks there about 10 o'clock. We're on the ship all day, all night. Then we disembark on Saturday. So I'm really excited about doing that too because it'll be fun to see the ship and also seeing Galveston, okay? Because with MSC Cruises, a lot of cruise lines are now sailing out of Galveston too. It's really, really great as far as different ports to choose. But yes, you can tell I'm really excited about seeing the MSC Seascape I saw before. But the point is to see the ship and see Port Galveston and be there when she arrives, be on the ship. It's just so exciting. So yes, that really made my day go from good to great. So that's good too. But something else too that came up is I've talked about Avalon, with AMA Waterways, and they're been around for 23 years now, and they're really known as kind of restarting the whole concept with river cruising too in Europe. Originally, when Rudy Schreiner and Kristen Cart started with another partner, they've grown like crazy, and also this year they started doing their they got their first ship that's actually sailing on the Magdalena River in South America. Looks gorgeous. I love to do that. Sounds great. Also adding their second ship, but also they just announced, okay, this week they're ordering 8 more ships to sail in Europe. 8 more ships. And once again, too, is because they plan to order and add 8 more ships to their Europe fleet by 2030. There are 8 new builds. That'll be in addition to the ships that they're already scheduled to arrive in 2026 and 2027. And the AMA Waterways, and their next Europe ship is going to debut, and it's going to be the AMA Sophia, spring of 2026, and also it's going to be sailing the Rhine and the Danube rivers. And they have at least 2 more Europe ships coming in 2027. That's going to be the AMA Rudy and AMA Florida, and of course the AMA Rudy is actually named after Rudy, the co-founder of AMA Waterways, okay? And of course, it's named for Waterways co-founder and longtime CEO Rudy Schreiner. He's a great person. I met him a couple times, and he actually was from Austria, came to U.S., and I got in his background architecture, but he actually worked in the U.S. for a while, then took a position where he had to go down to South America, and he actually built a yacht on the river, okay? Came back, relocated to New Orleans area, and he helped other people start different companies, including help people start river cruise lines, and also he did his MBA at Loyola University New Orleans. So we're alumni together. And then he came up with the idea to maybe start a river cruise line, and that's where it came about too. But once again, too, it's so fun because right now, currently, AMA Waterways has 27 ships worldwide. They've got 23 in Europe. That includes 3 on the Douro in Portugal. And then with orders for 8 more ships, AMA Waterways plans to have a global fleet of 40 ships by 2030. But how exciting to hear that news. It was just so exciting because they do wonderful things too. Because once again, too, is in addition to Europe, they also have 2 Nile ships in Egypt and 1 each on the Mekong and also Magdalene rivers in Vietnam, Cambodia, and Colombia, respectively, too. And their second Colombia ship, the Ama Melodia, is due to arrive in October, so this month. And then their second Mekong ship, the Ama Maya, is due in 2026. But like I said, they're the first cruise line that's actually doing sailing on the Magdalena rivers in Colombia, which is great too, and it looks beautiful. I've written about it. It sounds exciting too. So it's exciting to see cruise lines grow like crazy, but in a very, very great way too. So once again, I love how they're actually naming a ship after Rudy, which is fantastic. The Ama Rudy, which is really great because he is actually co-founder. He's moved up a different role, but he's a great person too. I've met him several times, but that's good too. So also something else came up too is new ships. Okay, we have new ship coming out with Princess Cruises. It's the Star Princess. She's actually going to be having her naming ceremony taking place in Fort Lauderdale on November 6th. Okay, the Star Princess. And what cruise lines do is they pick a special person to be usually the godmother. However, sometimes cruise lines pick godfathers. Sometimes they pick godfather and godmother together too. And what they did was they just announced this week they have 2 co-godparents. Okay, guess who they are? It's Matthew McConaughey and his wife Camilla. Okay, they were just named godparents of the new Star Princess, and as mentioned, they're going to christen the ship, doing a special celebratory naming ceremony in Fort Lauderdale on November 6th, which is great. And they just showed their picture. I'll share the picture. It sounds great too. This is a picture they showed when they announced it too, so you can kind of see Matthew McConaughey and his beautiful wife too. But they're going to christen the ship together, which is great too. So, and also they're going to carry forward just like I said, just this tradition of having really great icons christen the ships too. And also they're going to christen the ship. Really market a new generation with Princess Cruises too, which is great too. But they're really honored. But the point is, with Princess, it's not just vacation; it's time well spent with family members and together and meeting new folks. And they're actually, fun thing, I didn't realize this, but they're actually the co-founders of the Pantalones Organic Tequila. Okay, I didn't know that. They're the founders of this. It's called actually the Pantalones Organic Tequila, which is great. And but how fun too, like I said, and Gus and Torsia, who's the president of Princess Cruises, mentioned we're delighted to have Camilla and Matthew McConaughey serve as the godparents of the Star Princess. Their passion for life, dedication, giving back, just unmistakable charisma makes them the perfect pair to actually christen their newest ship. Our newest ship, he said. He says, with their signature warmth and spirit, Camilla and Matthew embody the values that really define Princess, and we're delighted to welcome into our family in a very meaningful way too, which is great too. So, what's fun too is across the fleet, Princess serves signature cocktails featuring the Pantalones organic tequila, which is their tequila. And also, it's fun too because it mentioned that their tequila is also part of Princess Cruises' Love Line Premium Liquors collection too, which is great too. A bit more about the Star Princess too. She is 177,000 tons, but also she will accommodate 4,300 guests. To the award-winning Sun Princess, she'll feature 30 distinct dining and wine venues too, bar venues too, curated entertainment, activity offerings, and luxurious accommodations too. And unique to the Star Princess is going to be their Sanctuary collection. It's an elevated private escape at sea with access to an exclusive restaurant called the Sanctuary Club. It's a tranquil, adults-only pool deck and also curated amenities. That's also on their Sun Princess, which is already out. And it has over 1,500 balcony staterooms, so guests can really enjoy those panoramic views from privacy of their own rooms. Also, other venues include the Dome. That's their next generation relaxation entertainment space. They've got the Princess Arena, okay, which is their advanced theater, okay, on board. They've got their Piazza, which is an architectural centerpiece in the ship, which has dramatic curves, floor-to-ceiling windows, and also sweeping ocean vistas, which is great too. And as mentioned, she will be christened on November 6th in Fort Lauderdale. But in the meantime, on October 4th, the Star Princess is actually start to debut her organic Mediterranean sailing round trip from Barcelona before she crosses the Atlantic Ocean to begin her season, Caribbean voyages, starting in Fort Lauderdale on November 7th when she's christened, which is great too. And she will be doing her Caribbean sailing season first, and she's going to sail through the Panama Canal, which sounds phenomenal. Heading over the west to begin her inaugural Alaska season, which is going to be taking place, which is great too. But I think it's really, really kind of fun too, as far as having those two great people be the godparents. So it's going to be Matthew McConaughey, of course, and also his wife, Camila, which is great too. So exciting to have a new set of godparents christening a new ship. And that's coming up November 7th in Fort Lauderdale. How fun, isn't it? Something else that's kind of fun too is we've got, this is really phenomenal too, okay? Years ago, cruise lines, what you did was you had usually double staterooms for 2 people. Then they also had some staterooms that could accommodate maybe 4 people. They expanded that, but also one thing that came up a long time ago was actually Norwegian Cruise Line. They decided to have their solo staterooms too, which is great. So they didn't double charge you, okay? But once again, Norwegian Cruise Lines kind of led that too with their private area for solo stateroom people traveling by themselves. They didn't double charge you, which is great. You own private areas, you get a chance to see it. And they had a place for just meeting people was great too. But also, there is a new way to travel solo, which is great too. There's a river cruise ship that's going to be doing this, and they just announced this plans too. It's called Riviera Travel. They just rebranded themselves too, okay? Riviera Travel, which has been around for a long time, what they do is they're going to have the world's only cruise ship dedicated to solo travelers, okay? It's the George Elliott. It's already a ship within their fleet, of course, Riviera. It's going to take a role doing this starting in 2027, bringing solo travelers, passengers to the Danube, Rhine, and Moselle rivers, okay? And it really generates Riviera's seriousness as far as the market, okay? And really a desire to really capture it too, because once again, she'll have, the line already has dedicated departures for solo vacations, but also what's great too is, it's not where these solo cruises can actually have their own pick of sailing dates, which is great too. And they can cruise during the high season rather than just only having solo specific dates too during the shoulder season too. Also, they mentioned the prices, right? I'm not talking about TV show, but they mentioned as far as the prices, the cruises start at $3,449, which is comparable to single prices already offered by the line anyway. And it's great because once again, solo travel is really, really popular on ocean cruises too, okay? And then also, because like I said, what they're doing is, cruising the Danube in March with another cruise line. Once again, too, it's just solo travel really is popular, like I said before, and it's growing. It's a growing market for tourists too. But once again, it's not the only cruise line that's going to be targeting this area too. I know that Tauck has been doing this for at least 15 years. But once again, it's kind of fun that also, in addition just to offering solo mixed fees on different select sailings too, is with coming out in 2027, Riviera Travel is going to actually have the world's only cruise ship dedicated to solo travelers. It's going to begin in 2027. The ship is going to be the George Eliot, which is already in their fleet, okay? And to be bringing solo passengers to the Danube, Rhine, and Moselle rivers too. So keep that in mind. I think that's wonderful. Don't you think so? It's really fun too. Something else that I found too was kind of fun too is when you think about, okay, we're into October, right? And we're getting ready for, I think, for Halloween. Okay, I got my candy, but also we've got Thanksgiving coming up. But the fun thing is too is we always have a watch. I like watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Okay, and what they announced is how fun is Holland America Line actually is going to be parading the streets of New York with their debut appearance on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, okay? And they share more about what they're going to be doing too. Their float is going to feature a bear, a wolf, a moose, and other wildlife scenes from Alaska, because once again, Holland America Line has been sailing Alaska for years. They kind of pioneered it years and years ago. They've been sailing to Alaska actually 78 years, okay? So the sculpture of the float is going to be having different animals, okay? Wildlife, which is great too. Also, they've got a Connect sculpture on the float, the largest in the parade's history, which is great too. And they'll have animated elements such as they sculpted animals and also glaciers too, which is great too. And I found a picture, so let me share it with you too, but it's going to be at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, so please look out for Holland America. They're floating into having their first float on the Macy's Day Parade, and because they're featuring more of the wildlife scenes from Alaska, of course, they won't have turkeys on their float, okay, but good reason, right? But here's the picture, so please enjoy it. Looks great, doesn't it? It's really exciting. But that's actually a picture of their float. They just released it, which is so fun too. I think that's exciting, isn't it? Something else that came up too is, cruise lines, what they do is, at cruise lines they have different, parent companies have different brands, okay? For instance, Royal Caribbean's got 3 brands, Carnival's got several brands, Carnival Corporation does. Norwegian Cruise Line actually has 3 different cruise lines. And what they're doing is they've got Norwegian Cruise Line, they got Oceania Cruises, and they got their Regent Seven Seas cruises too. What they did was, they're only the second cruise line that's actually doing this now. They just launched and announced it too. They've got their loyalty status across its cruise lines. And what does it mean? It means that if you have been sailing on, like I said, for Norwegian Cruise Line, they've got their Latitude rewards, okay, and also Oceania Club is with Oceania Cruises. And with Regent Seven Seas, their guest loyalty status is called their Seven Seas Society. What they're doing is the status matching is going to be taking place for sailings departing October 15th, okay? And once again, so guests can actually submit their status matching requests beginning actually last week, September 29th, but that's kind of fun because they're matching loyalty status, but there are 3 different cruise lines. And the Norwegian Corporation is only the second cruise line that does this, okay? Besides Norwegian Cruise Line, okay, Royal Caribbean actually first started this, Royal Caribbean Group started this back in 2024. So they did their matching status within their 3 different cruise lines too. So keep it in mind too. And I think it might be coming up later on other cruise lines too. But they just announced that actually They just announced it September 29th. So that's really fun too, isn't it? And then something else too is we've got a fun thing is we've got okay, what's great too is, Virgin Voyages, their new ship, the Brent Lady, just debuted, of course. And I am in the process of writing about it. So we'll get some pictures too, finally, which is great too. But what they did was the ship, the Brent Lady, has some different things too on it. What they did was they actually introduced a restaurant called, I love the name, it's called Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, okay? It's on the Brilliant Lady, okay, which just debuted, and what they did too was, is an inspired restaurant that launched actually in November on the Scarlet Lady. That was kind of fun too. That was a Chinese restaurant. It was actually, but like I said, what they're doing too is with their Razzle Dazzle, what they did was they decided to really bring some new innovation dining at sea too. And what they do is at Razzle's signature brunch that includes a Spanish American twist, okay, served in a casual laid back atmosphere. And they have exciting dishes. They've got, I think it's pronounced Charmant croquettes paired with morning classics such as ackee bowls, pastries, and frittatas. And then when the sun sets, Rojo transforms into an elevated dining experience, which includes vibrant Spanish energy. They've got marked by Razzle Dazzle, sophisticated but warm vibe. Menu includes tapas, platos grande, and then they really kind of pull in more of the Spanish cuisine too, which is great too. And like I said, what they did was they reimagined the Razzle Dazzle space for Rojo, and it's got different areas to it, which sounds really exciting. I'll be writing about that too in my new article. And as mentioned, with Virgin Voyages, remember this is a cruise that was founded by Sir Richard Branson, okay, and their first ship launched in 2021. The Scarlet Lady, I had a chance to see the Scarlet Lady when she was launching in Miami. I was down there for a conference, which is great too. And like I said, on board they've got, what's great too with Virgin Voyages, remember that they are adults only, no kids allowed, okay. But also what's good too is they they actually sail from cities like Miami, Barcelona, Athens, and San Juan. Also, they've got 60 different unique itineraries, and they got Michelin chefs, which is great too. They've got stylist workshop spaces, group fitness place classes offered daily. They've got their lineup of intimate and also larger live shows, which is great too. Also, they've got what's great too is they've got different culinary places to eat. They've got 20 plus different eateries too, including their culinary experiences. And the good thing is, with Virgin Voyages, they don't have the main dining room, okay? The restaurants are smaller, different kinds of cuisine, which is great. I had a chance to dine at one of their restaurants I was on board before the Scotland was going to be sailing out. It was great too. The entertainment was phenomenal, but the good thing is, in this case, as mentioned, they have different specialized restaurants. There's no extra cost involved. It's complimentary. Get a chance to make your reservations in advance for the different restaurants. It was amazing because they're smaller restaurants, of course. You know, the big dining room, which is not bad, but the thing is, that's kind of nice because you can just enjoy the cuisine. The entertainment was fantastic. Plus, one part I loved too personally was, do you like ice cream? Well, they have their own ice cream parlor on board. It's free. It's called Lick Me Till. Okay? The cuisine was just, the ice cream was just phenomenal. Got little tastings. It was really fun too. The entertainment was fantastic. And like I said, it was just kind of a great way to really kind of see the ship after she was going to be launching the next morning, sailing from Miami. And also, as mentioned too, what's great too is they actually, Sir Richard Branson had never been on a cruise ship before. He came with the idea to launch Virgin Voyages, that's what they call voyages. He didn't like the word cruising, okay? What they did too is, to really kind of carry this on a different way, is they call their guests sailors, okay? fun to be a sailor on a ship. That's why they're called Virgin Voyages, okay, which is great too. As mentioned, the Brilliant Lady just started sailing, okay. And I'm in the process of writing about it too, which is great too, because once again, they've got intimate, larger live shows, of course, which is great too, and cuisine was fantastic. They've got a really fun thing. They got a mermaid inspired spa. They've got a thermal suite, and they won top honors and awards too, which is great too. And once again, too, is it's adults only. You have to be 18 years and older to actually sail on Virgin Voyages. Okay, no kids allowed. We've shared videos about that before too. But how fun that they've done some changes on the new Virgin, on their new ship, the Brilliant Lady. That one, of course, is Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, which is great too. So it's a refreshed foodie experience, which includes, like I said, pairing existing sailor favorites with new pastas, seafood, and also roasted monkfish, among others. And then also, other things too. It's kind of great too. So keep it in mind, okay? Something else that Virgin Voyage just announced too is they are changing their fare categories, okay? I mean, when you are looking to book a cruise, of course, I always tell people, please book through a travel advisor. That's important because, once again, having formerly been a travel advisor myself, is they know the industry, okay? And things get so confusing, okay? And with the right travel advisors, they can really help you direct what you want to do, the ships you want to be on, whatever, too. What they're doing now is, traditionally cruise lines had different categories as far as the pricing, okay? Years ago, of course, the big thing was cruise had inside staterooms with no windows. Then they had the ones that have portal windows, but they expand like crazy, which is great too. So you really don't see cruise lines that have inside staterooms anymore. That kind of went away, And who doesn't want to see the water, ocean too, and the rivers too? What they're doing now is instead of having all these complicated categories, I mean, there could be like, oh God, 15 more. Virgin Voyages is just introducing their new fare model. It's designed for greater transparency. And this new fare model for bookings on October 7th, so it starts next week, has 3 pricing tiers, okay? And I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great to just 3 pricing tiers. What they're doing as far as what those 3 are, they've got their basic fare, which includes basic Wi-Fi for 1 device per guest, dining reservation beginning 15 days before the sailing, because once again, in their case, they've got different restaurants, and you make reservations to dine at different restaurants. With the basic fare, you can actually get your dining reservations in 15 days before you actually sail, okay? And their basic Wi-Fi includes access to social media, messaging, and of course, light browsing. And with the basic fare, they are non-refundable. They don't allow changes for the cabin, the dates, or names listed under the booking, okay? And then they've got also their next tier is their essential fare. This comes with classic Wi-Fi for 1 device per guest. Also, dining reservations beginning 45 days out before the sailing. The classic Wi-Fi includes audio calling in addition to features included in the basic Wi-Fi. And bookings for this tier, which is, like I said, their essential fare, tier 2, gives guests the option to change the dates of the cruise using a future voyage credit, okay? They can also change names on the booking for the 2nd through 4th guest. Then their 3rd category, their premium fare, is the highest tier, and this includes dining reservations you can make 60 days out, a first for guests in the sea terrace or lower category staterooms. And each guest gets premium Wi-Fi for 2 devices, a bar tab, and access to their priority support line too. Also, service gratuities will newly be shown as a separate line item when booking too. So once again, it's really great too. As they mentioned too, is guests that actually book the Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites will have will newly have access to dining reservations 120 days in advance of the sailing. So that's great too, because once again, they got 3 different tiers. They're launching these next week for bookings. So they've got their 3 tiers, 3 pricing categories, okay? And they got the basic one, okay? The next one is their essential fare, and the third one is their premium fare. So keep it in mind, because I think it's kind of interesting. It makes more sense too, because once again, in their case, too, is sometimes we get confused what's included, what's not included. But in this case, the premium fare actually lets guests make dining reservations 60 days out, which is great, okay? And for the people that do the essential fare, they can actually book their dining reservations 45 days out. So if you go with just their entry level one, which is called their base fare, you have to wait until 15 days before the sailing to actually book your dining reservations too, okay? But the reservations you make, of course, they're all included, so there aren't any surcharges, which is great too. But they just announced this, so keep in mind too, okay? And then something else too is, as far as new ships, one cruise line that maybe you're not aware of is called Margaritaville at Sea, okay? And 3 years ago, they actually decided to really build on Margaritaville at Sea, okay? And what they did was, they're not really well known. And when they first started, they were doing short cruises, of course, too. But what they did was, to mark their 3rd anniversary, they announced that they're acquiring the Costa Fortuna from Costa Cruises, okay? And the ship is going to be called Beachcomber. Will become the largest ship in Margaritaville at Sea's growing fleet, and it will begin operations in 2026. Okay, as far as the Costa Fortuna, it's going to be the new. It's going to be called their Beachcomber. It will accommodate 3,450 guests. Okay, it features 1,340 staterooms. It's got 13 passenger decks. It's got expansive outdoor areas too, which is great, and also 8-story center atrium. And the vessel is going to be going a complete transformation to really incorporate Margaritaville's island with design aesthetic too. And so once again too is, past 3 years, they've been building Margaritaville at Sea until what their guests love too. And like I said, this is going to be their 3rd ship in 3 years. And Christopher Ivey, who's the CEO of Margaritaville at Sea, just mentioned, with the acquisition of our 3rd ship in 3 years, we are proud to once again invite guests to step into the Margaritaville state of mind with the open ocean too, which is great too. And as mentioned, they actually launched in 2022 in May, okay? And that was with the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, that followed with the Margaritaville at Sea Islander in 2024. And like I said, what's great too is the vessel they're actually going to be acquiring from Costa Cruises. Costa Fortuna is going to continue sailing, and then they're going to transition to the Margaritaville fleet, of course, and doing some updates on the ship too. Altogether, the Beachcomber will have 15 brand new experiences exclusive to the ship. In addition to their fun favorite venues, they've got 5 o'clock somewhere. They've got Hemisphere Dancer, Cheeseburger in Paradise, and they've got License to Chill. Okay, with the Beachcomber, this could be their new ship they're acquiring from Costa Cruises. The Beachcomber is going to really add a design that really captures the experience of fun, warmth, and relaxed adventure too. And as mentioned, round-trip itineraries from Miami are on sale now. Eastern Caribbean routes starting in 2027 will have 4 to 8 nights in length. They'll visit places including Phillipsburg, St. Martin, St. Thomas, which is in the U.S. Virgin Islands, also San Juan, Puerto Rico, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. They've got Bimini Bar in Bahamas, also Aruba, also Bonaire, and also Williamsburg, Curacao. But that's really kind of fun, isn't it? Because once again, with this new ship they're going to be acquiring, then change the name to their Beachcomber, she's going to be offering some really phenomenal, I think, great sailings to experience too, because once again, as mentioned, they're going to be sailing round trip from Miami. And actually what's good too is these itineraries actually on sale now, which is great too. So they're going to be offering Eastern Caribbean routes starting in 2027, as mentioned. And they got great ports. I've been to all these ports. They're beautiful, great places to see the ports and experience what they're doing too. It's kind of fun too, and I really like what they're doing as far as expansion too. So once again, keep it in mind with Margaritaville at Sea, and they're expanding their fleet with the Beachcomber, and that will be taking place when they actually acquire that ship later on. And as mentioned, it's fun with the expansion too. As I mentioned too, that another thing that came up too, I've spoken about before, is with Celebrity Cruises. They're launching their Celebrity River Cruises too. They're up for sale, and I've heard lately that those river ships that they're going to be launching are getting pretty much sold out. But just keep in mind too, because once again, river cruising is a great way to really experience the rivers in different areas. Of course, we think about European river cruising, which is great, and it's a great way to really, really see Europe, other places too. I just had a business friend of mine who actually did Egypt, and it was really funny. We shared the photographs on Facebook, etc. too. But once again, too, is you can do a cruise on the Egyptian rivers too, which is great too. It looks really fun, but once again, it's a great way to kind of see different places. It's easier, I think, to do it via ship than I think maybe just booking a trip. But it's not bad. I'm not bad mouthing that too. But the point is too is you can really explore these beautiful areas in Europe by having the ship being your floating hotel, which is great too. And as mentioned, it's fun that Amotoways is actually just signed to add 8 more ships, which is exciting. Also, as mentioned, they also have started this year. They've got their ship that sails on the Magdalena River. That's the second ship's going to be doing that, I think, later on this October. So we'll have 2 ships that actually sail on the Magdalena River in South America. It looks great. I've seen pictures. It looks so phenomenal. So that's great too, because once again, we have new ships coming out like crazy. I think that's really good too. Another one next year is going to be the Four Seasons 1. Four Seasons Yachts is launching their new ship next year. It got delayed. It's going to be launching in March of 2026. And they actually did select a fantastic captain to be captain of their ship. The captain is actually Captain Kate McHugh. She's very well known because in let's see, what year was it? I think maybe 2015, she became captain of Celebrity Cruises. She'd been captain of different cruise lines, became the actual captain of Celebrity Cruises, was there for 10 years, decided to leave. She lost her captain, take some time up, but she just is going to be the captain of the new Four Seasons 1, which is going to be sailing in March next year. It's part of, it's 4 seasons, okay? But that's really kind of fun too. And we've got another ship coming out too. As mentioned, we've got Norwegian Luna that comes out in April next year, which is great. That's Norwegian Cruise Line's new ship, Norwegian Luna, Luna. And we've got some other ones too. Let's see here. Let's see what new ships here too. We've got so many too. We've got also, they've got the Royal Caribbean. Their Legend Sea is going to come out in July next year. Okay. Also, we've got the Star Explorer. That's actually Windstar Cruises' new ship coming out in December next year. Okay. Also, MSC Cruises has their World Asia coming out in 2026. We've got also Regent Seven Seas. Their Seven Seas Prestige is going to come out in 2026 too. And we've got also with American Cruise Lines, they've got 2 ships coming out next year. They've got the American Maverick, I love the name, American Ranger, and they haven't revealed their sailing yet. Okay, but also it's really fun to Explorer Journeys. Explorer 3 is coming out next year in August 2026. That's actually Explorer Journeys. It's a luxury cruise line, bringing the ocean life to sea too, which is great. So, as mentioned, we've got beautiful ships coming out, so many, but once again, it goes back to, this is what I always tell people, it's good to really work with a travel advisor because it can really help you walk through what is important as far as what fits best for you. What do you want to see? Where do you want to go? Looking for a big ship, smaller ship, more intimate ships too. And it's good to kind of share that too more than ever, you know? But I love what's going on in the cruise industry because we have so many good things coming up too. Which is great. It's just so exciting to see what's coming up as far as new ships too. So many choices out there too. You know, that's why it's good to really kind of work with TravelAdvisor. I think it's kind of fun to share what's going on too. It's just so much fun because big ships, little ships, river cruising is fantastic. Another one too, of course, is definitely consider going to Alaska. It's beautiful. I just love going to Alaska myself too. It was a life-changing experience for me too. And it's beautiful too. Alaska season, of course, is short. It goes from May through usually through end of September, mid-September too. So keep that in mind too. But great ships coming out. And I really like how with Princess Cruises, they just announced the godparents, which is great. Matthew McConaughey and his wife. Okay. But how fun. Because it's so fun to kind of see what's come out as far as cruise lines too, and new ships, and who they select as the godparents too. As mentioned, the Star Princess will be actually christened on November 7th, I think, yes, in Fort Lauderdale. So definitely keep it in mind too.
$110 a month before he called Senior Life. We were able to.
All kinds of amazing things going on. So it looks like we might be ready for the dogs and everything like that. But it looks like you've been talking about all the amazing things going on with the cruise industry and everything like that. So I know folks are getting excited. It's October, so folks might be getting ready for those winter cruises and everything like that, and the first of the year and everything along those lines. And there might even be some folks doing some Halloween cruises and all along those lines with some ghoulies and ghosts.
I actually did a cruise a long time ago with a friend, and we sailed out the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But we had Thanksgiving dinner on the ship. It was amazing. Oh my God. I mean, and it was good to be able to go to somewhere and be on the ship, and they cooked dinner for you, Thanksgiving dinner. It was beautiful, amazing, just exciting, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And like I said, I'm sure there might be some cruises that'll be in about 4 weeks doing that whole Halloween thing where there might be people dressed as ghosts and different things along those lines, because that'll be in 4 weeks, because today's the 3rd. So the 31st will be literally 4 weeks from today.
Yes, it's great. It's great. Just great things too. So, yes.
Cool. Well, we're going to show the dogs again and everything like that and get ready to get on out of here. But another great show, and we'll see you again on next week.
Okay, thank you. Good
No
ship
problem.
happens. Come on.
Good shit happens. Good shit happens all the time. Good shit happens on a regular basis.
Ship. S-H-I-P.
Yeah, that's what I said. I changed it.
Yep.
Good ship happens.
Yep.
Good ship is always happening. Those ships are doing wonderful things. So let's check out about these dogs. And those dogs are wonderful. Matter of fact, my mom was getting the dog, but the dog was a small, cute dog. But unfortunately, it might be too much for her. So it's hanging out with my brother. We'll see whether she wants the dog back or not. But right now, it's hanging out with my brother and his dog. But right now, let's go with these two dogs.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. Good ship happens.
Yes.
As we're designing the best family vacation, there was one piece that was missing, which is, of course, the family dogs. And when guests go on vacation, one of the key things that they miss are their pets back home. And when our crew are sailing on board for their contracts, one of the things they miss are their pets back at home. And so we really wanted to make sure we brought a fluffy addition to our crew family. We went and got Rover, and here we are now for Star. We're picking up Sailor, and Sailor will be living on Star of the Seas.
Well, the Chief Dog Officer was an idea that we created actually when we were developing and concepting the Ultimate Family Townhouse. We were all sitting around saying, when you think about the Ultimate Family Townhouse, what does that mean? And all these ideas came around, and somebody threw out the idea of having a family dog. And we said, well, it feels a little selfish to have a family dog for just one family. Why don't we have a family dog for the family on board the ship? And so that's how the position evolved, and we thought, well, obviously it's a very important position, and of course all important positions on ships are called chief. So we thought Chief Dog Officer is perfect.
When we first came up with the idea for Project Rover or Project Sailor, we realized we don't really know a lot about what it means to take care of a dog on a cruise ship. And so we partnered with some of the most well-respected animal well-being certifiers globally to really help us create this program from the ground up and make sure that when Rover and Sailor are on board, they're having the best day every day.
So there's a very well-written, crafted position description that, of course, the Chief Dog Officer can't read. The key mission is to have fun, and that's exactly what Rover and Sailor do. You know, they just have fun.
So Sailor is very small. She's about 16 weeks. And so when Sailor gets on board, she's going to, take everyone's breath away. Sailor's life on Star will be full of adventure. She and her Chief Dog Officer role really means that she gets to go and explore the ship, go and explore our private destinations with our crew members, really just being that warm, welcoming family for her.
I just totally fell in love with Sailor. I fell in love with Rover as well, but I also fell in love with Sailor. She's so beautiful and loving and funny, and so I just completely fell in love. When we were thinking about the idea, one of the questions was, well, what will the crew think? Will the crew like the idea or not? And so one of the team members had a golden retriever and volunteered to bring the golden retriever down to one of our ships on a turnaround day, and we fitted the dog with a GoPro camera. It was very touching because when we watched the video, so many crew stopped and hugged the dog and talked to the dog. When we saw that, we thought, wow, this is amazing. People miss their own family dogs.
And as we've done with Rover, as we're doing with Sailor, we really want to make sure we're focused on what's best for these animals. And really right now our focus is on Sailor and making sure that she is having the best life at sea when she gets on Star of the Seas in August.